pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's bow our head for a quick prayer real quick. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for our community, all the blessings you gave us. Be with our country, be with our first responders, our warriors, and Lord, help this group of people, this community to guide and lead as you would want it to be led yourself. In God's name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Meeting minutes. Motion to approve meeting minutes on May 15th, first motion. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for May 15th.
Second? All right, let's have some citizen concerns. You got 3 minutes per person. Ms. Amy Bass, how about give us your 3 minutes on what we need to discuss with you today?
I'm about the first weekend in December. My dad's store going out of Lakeview. The windows were broken out. Someone called, it was about that, I think it happened on the Friday before the Christmas parade on Saturday. And someone called me on Saturday and asked me what was I going to do about it, and I told him I didn't know. I asked Tommy if he knew about it, my brother, and he said that he saw some young kids there throwing rocks the day before. So I went down there to check, and the windows were broken out, so I called 911, and they called Jesse to return my call, and he did. And I told him that someone had broken the windows out, and I wanted to find out who it was, that my brother had seen some kids down there the day before. And he said, and I said, and it's going to rain tomorrow, so I need to go down there and put something up around the windows. And he told me that he would go down there and take pictures before we put anything up, so, you know, he could check and see what was going on with it. Well, I never heard back from him, so that following Monday I came by here, by the office. He was not here. I spoke with the chief of police, and he was not aware of what was going on. And he said that he would check with Jesse. So the next 2 or 3 days I came by every day to see if they had found out anything, and nobody knew anything. And I have spoken to several people about this, and everybody tells me, well, let me see what I can do. But nothing's been done, and it's going on 7 months. And I had someone to tell me that they actually saw the boys breaking the windows. And I asked him if he knew who they were, and he was trying to tell me who they were. And that is Matthew Scott. He came by, and at the time, he stopped and asked them what did they think they were doing, and they said, what you want to do about it. And he said he opened the truck door like he was going to get out, and they took off and ran. But just about every window on the left side of that building has been broken out.
Yeah, I looked at them.
And I want something done about it. And nobody has contacted me one time about it. And I've had to approach everybody about it. Nobody has said anything back. Nobody has said, we've done this or we can do that or anything. And I think that's bad.
Well, let me ask you something, Amy. The Matthew that's supposed to have seen the kids, right?
He what now?
He's seen them, right? I mean,
Yeah.
He met them face to face. So could he recognize them if he see them again?
He probably could. Now my brother, he said that because I said, Tommy, did you know that the windows were broken out? He said, well, I saw some boys down there throwing rocks, but he said, I thought they had better sense than break the windows out. But he said they were about maybe 12 years old. He said they were little boys. He said about 12 years old, but that's being 75 of him. But Matthew said that he stopped and asked them what they were doing. They said, wow, what you gonna do about it? And they cussed at him, and he said he opened the truck door, so he told me that he thinks he knows who they are.
Well, I don't know if we legally can get a lineup, because you know, the kids too, you know, the underage. But somehow we got to, I don't know how to work that.
Mayor, I didn't know anything about this until Ms. Bass actually came up to me, and I filed her a report. She made the call to Officer Spivey when he was here, and Simon was the chief of police at the time. And I had to actually go in and do a police report on this for Miss Amy because there wasn't a police report done. I did go down there and take the pictures because Jesse didn't take any pictures at the time. That was at the transition of Jesse and Simon leaving in December. But I haven't had any kind of leads on any.
Now, he was supposed to go make pictures that Saturday night when I called him. But the chief of police, when I came up here, he said that he didn't see anything about it. And I also saw JJ down at the Tiger Mart, and he said that he didn't know anything about it at the time either. And I think that next week is when everybody resigned. But still, that doesn't mean, if somebody had broken in the high school, they would have done something about it, or some of the other stores, and just because we don't open that building, doesn't make it okay that they can go and break the windows out.
Do we think that we could get Matthew to come here and, give a report to JJ?
Yeah, give me a statement on who the children's names are. and
Yeah, if
they
he
are.
knows who they were,
Yeah,
if he does or if he don't, and,
You can't go to the kids, but you go to the parents.
Yes.
That's right.
but we gotta have a report of who
Yeah,
they
these
are.
are.
So
But I wasn't aware that there was someone that actually seen them, so.
I wasn't aware of that either. I know by the time I talked to Miss Amy that Jesse hadn't done a report, and that was a couple weeks after they had left, so
Yeah.
a chance of getting fingerprints or anything down there is already gone that far gone, too
But if
late.
you can talk to Matthew,
Matthew.
tell him to come see JJ.
Okay.
And he'll make a report, and then if he can spot them or tell who they are, then maybe, if you get the name, you can go talk to the parents, and, because they're children, they underage, even though they're doing wrong.
We already got a report made. I'll do a investigated notes or add a supplemental to those.
But and this is something else too, when I spoke to the chief of police, he said, yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. He said, we've had trouble with them breaking the windows out down at the mill house. Because
We
he
don't have
said
a
that they were down there working at the mill house that Friday before the parade on Saturday. I think they were doing the Christmas trees and getting everything up. But he said, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Those what the one that.
He said that they were throwing rocks then, and he asked them, he said, y'all don't have anything else better to do? And they said, no. He said, well, why are you doing that? And they said, did like this, and he told me this in his office.
I'm sorry, but there's no report of any of that in any of the files that he even
Sign
documented.
That's what I'm saying though, why,
No
you know,
documentation.
That's also why, he's not here. There were some things
Yeah.
that needed to be done, and
yeah.
we asked him to do certain things, and he did not. So, he chose to resign because he didn't want to follow how we wanted it done. So I'm sorry that that's not happened, but JJ is willing to, if we can get Matthew here.
That'll
to
be
do
good
that, we'll do
then.
that.
I'll talk to Matthew and see if I can.
Only
get
thing you
him
do
up
is
here.
try, but meanwhile, you probably need to see if you can get an estimate on the window replacement, so you'd have something to give to the
To
parents,
work
if you
on.
do find out.
Get
Okay,
Yeah,
Okay,
because
that
if we do
sounds
find
good.
out who they are, we have to bring them to court, and the judge will have to issue a restitution for the parents to pay for the windows.
Yes.
You gotta know how
You
much
have
it's gonna be, you can't just say,
Yeah.
well, I think it's $200, you know, you gotta
well,
have
it's gonna
something.
be way more than that, because and two of the windows were already broken, they were shot out a couple of years ago, and nothing was ever done about that. And I don't expect those to be fixed, but the ones that they threw the rocks through would help. Because all it does is when it rains, the water goes in and just causes more problems.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, all right,
I appreciate it.
okay. Now, Miss Shamika,
How you doing?
Yeah.
I'm doing good, how about you?
I'm doing well. So I'm Shamika McCoy. Yes, you guys know. So I'm Shamika McCoy. I am a retired veteran. I served in the Air Force for 20 years, and now I'm a farmer. So I partnered with NCL JASCO and NRCS to go around to some of our towns in North Carolina and South Carolina and just brief about the Emergency Watershed Protection Program. So as we approach hurricane season, we've overcome some of fires, windstorms, things of that nature. I kind of wanted to educate our smaller towns, our limited resource towns. This program is a cost share program, so they will pay up to 90% of the budget if there is an issue that needs to be, that is eligible for repairs. They will pay up to 90%, but you guys will have to pay either 25% to 10%, depending on how you allocate the budgets and they deem necessary. So the that the project works is if there is a natural disaster, it doesn't have to be deemed by the governor as a natural disaster. If you guys have been affected by something, heavy rains or, like a fire struck, lightning struck, and it was eligible, you guys could qualify. It doesn't have to be from the governor, but you guys have to sponsor the project. And so what that means is that you have to oversee the project, issue any permits, the costs, things of that nature.
Do the cost up front, and
Yes.
then you would reimburse us on the backside.
Yeah, so when you work with NRC, when you go through the NRCS office, they'll pretty much, there's a letter that you guys will write, and I put a template in there. I know I'm not going by the slides.
No worries.
But there is a template in there that kind of helps you draft out the letter that will go to the state conservationist. So right now, South Carolina's conservationist is empty, is vacant, so North Carolina is kind of holding down the fort. But Manning government. And the other thing that I would like to say, which is very important, right now this program is funded.
So hopefully you keep it. Yeah.
Yes.
I got you.
So in the event that something does happen, definitely still reach out to us and contact us, and I will try to get you guys in the right direction.
Okay,
But
so we don't have to do anything up front, just whenever it happens, we
Yes,
can
ma'am.
apply for it.
Yeah, within 60 days.
Within 60 days.
Within 60 days of the event, you guys will apply for it, and then they will send down an engineer. The engineer will assess the damages and see that it qualifies and is eligible. And from that point forward, the project begins. Once again, you guys are all government officials in here. It takes about a year to 3 years, from start to finish, depending on how bad the damages is and what all it takes to get done. But that's typically, it's a program that's offered that, obviously with limited resources, and when you guys are budgeting for other things in the town, it's a cost share program that is afforded that not many people know about. But since you guys are so small, they would offer up to 90%, which I think is definitely helpful, depending on if it's like a school or, something that was damaged that you guys kind of we want to quickly get our community back up and running.
Are you local?
I'm in North Carolina. I'm right off of 95, so I-95. I've been taxed to do North Carolina and South Carolina budgets. But I am a phone call away. I probably talked to Miss Amy probably about 3 times. Amanda, 3 times already.
One question, on this, one of these pages says no work on USACE, US Army Corps of Engineering, meaning if they work on something, y'all don't get involved with them?
If it's something that is military owned, you guys won't be the sponsor. We can't fix military installation
Understand.
type projects.
Okay,
So,
I'm just making sure.
yeah, some towns, obviously being in Goldsboro, we had the military right there, and if we caused damages, the town wouldn't help repair those.
I got you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Short and sweet. The last couple pages are just it's kind of like a resume, some of the things that the company has done, credibility, in our mission statement. But and I also have a guide for you guys to refer back to. I hope that you guys do not have to use our services, but in the event, sometimes it's kind of hard to refer back to, oh, she talked about these slides, or where was our slides?
Right.
You got the handbook too that will help you guide you through that process. But
All right, sounds great.
it's good to have. We do have some citizens in here. This is more of a government project, so it doesn't qualify FEMA. There's some changes going on with FEMA. If you guys
It's just for government entities, not the personal homeowners, okay?
Yes, sir. But and I don't really know a lot about FEMA, and I know they're making some changes due to everything changing. But wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have a copy of the agenda?
I don't with me, but I'll email you.
Okay.
No problem.
All right, thank you. They were not here, but they're here, so you wanna talk to them?
You can.
Pam, y'all wasn't on here, but when they speak, since you're here.
Basically, all we want to know is how we're gonna get the town to make our residents comply with the dog ordinance. I mean, he was bitten Sunday night, and I have yet to see a police report. I've talked to the lady at DHEC, and she said she had never had so much trouble getting a report. And we didn't have an officer here, so someone came from Dillon, and we haven't been able to talk with him again. And,
Well, see, my thing is with that, 'cause I had the incident one time too, but on weekends, like when the officers, they already work 16 hours,
Yeah.
I had to call the county. So they were gonna come and make me a report. Well, then when the officer got here 2.5 hours later, they said, oh, you made a report when you called in, it's already documented. So,
well, I talked to
Yeah.
Wayne Green yesterday, because the sheriff was out of town, so I was told. It's just, I need to get the report to DHEC, because the lady at DHEC said I can't issue an order to quarantine the dog unless I have that report first. So, Chief Smith, have you had a chance to?
I've actually talked to DHEC today. I spoke with the lady.
Oh, great.
I advised her of everything going on. I have not got a copy of the report from Chang yet. I'm still waiting to hear back, just like you from the sheriff's
Is
office.
he on vacation?
He don't work for me, sir. It's hard for me to answer. I've not got a report back. When I talked to DHEC, she said she also spoke with Wayne Green. Since we're at, you said the dog bit you. Okay, where we're at with that is, like I told y'all the other day, get you a documentation report. As you can ask Miss Mitzi, when I was walking out of my office, my computer was literally restarting because I was gonna get a copy of the report for Miss Amy. I'll get y'all that copy when y'all came in the other day. That's no problem. There's a documentation report. Blake come up here also made a report. He wanted to make a report that y'all guys were just riding by his house. Y'all didn't live over there. Y'all were agitating him.
Agitating?
Here's the thing. Where we're going with this thing is it's kind of a
Okay.
hearsay thing. It's
Okay.
hearsay, she said. It's
Okay.
going to tit for tat. I did speak with DHEC. She told me since the dog bite happened that long, she wanted me to go into Blake's house, to Blake's house, July 2nd, check on the dog because that's been 10 days. Basically, the dog will be quarantined with Blake. Go check on the dog, make sure the dog's still alive after 10 days. And she followed back up with her. So I have spoken with DHEC.
Okay, good. Thank
Well,
you.
what about the ordinance where they have to be on the leash or in the fence? They
Right.
got to be in your control.
I think the town ordinance is the leash law, in control. The in control can go for the electronic collar also. Electronic collar's supposed to keep them in. I'm gonna go around there and have a talk with Blake, see what this is with his electronic fencing with that. If not, we'll have to work something out where he's either gonna have him on a leash or he's gonna have to have him inside of a cage. But-
Or he's gonna have a fine or something, something. We've got to do something.
Well, y'all gotta understand where I'm at. I'm in a rock and a hard place because if he got bit today by a dog back here and he come and told me and he doesn't have proof, I can't go around there and take the man's dog and I can't go around there and cite him if I don't have any physical evidence. That's part of the state law is burden of proof. You got to have burden of proof of something happened. That would be no different than me going and throwing rocks at Amy
Or you want
Bass's.
to take a picture of my ankle?
Sorry, I didn't say a dog didn't bite you, but what I'm saying is arguing in the court. You got to argue in the court that Blake's dog bit you. You see what I'm saying? If you had a video that when he'd have bit you, if you'd have took a picture. I'm trying to reanimate the law.
yeah, we got a cat problem too, it's everywhere.
Well-
And nobody's got them, but they're everywhere. And they all in my yard, now I got a cat, can't stand a cat.
The neighbors down there, his neighbors, like Miss Julia Johnson, and, I mean, he went around and accused some of them of shooting his dog shortly after he moved in.
Right,
So, I mean, the dog is a problem.
I understand.
And Mitzi, you live around the back end of that.
He ain't bothered me,
Well, you're lucky.
I spoke.
but I don't have a dog for him to come to. So
Right.
the rest of, Miss Julia.
So does that mean we can't ride around that horseshoe anymore to go see?
I mean, we've always rode around anywhere in town, and all of a sudden we're off limits and the horseshoe.
I'm not telling you you can't ride on the state highway. Like I said, I'll talk to Blake because that in control part is with him having electronic monitoring. But I can't tell him that he can't have his dog on his property. If he's got an electronic monitor on there, that
Well,
electronic
what about
monitor.
when he gets off the property?
I understand that. That's where
You got to have visual confirmation of him biting my feet.
if somebody went out and shot somebody, I'd pretty much have to have confirmation they shot somebody.
I mean, you couldn't walk up to the fellow and say, yeah, he got shot.
Yeah, but can I walk up and say that guy or that guy or that guy shot him without evidence?
Do you think I'm, oh, okay. that's all right.
When you filed your report, where'd you file the report at?
We tried to
On
follow
Horseshoe,
one
or
up
did you
here
do it
and
on Horseshoe, or did you do it at your house?
we came up here, we called 911 as soon as he bit me.
Mhm.
We came right up here and parked and waited about 10, 20 minutes. And Pam said, well, you need to go to the ER. I said, oh, so we went to the house, got my truck. As soon as we got in the truck, the deputy called up, said, well, I can't find anybody around here, nobody's home. He said, as soon as I find something, he said, I'll go by the hospital, you know, like go by and get a report. Didn't never see him. We was there till what, 8 o'clock, 8:30?
He was supposed to go by there.
And then we didn't ever hear nothing. Didn't hear nothing from him. Come up here. And you see.
Well, I'm just saying, like JJ says, there's no proof, you know, but had you been on Horseshoe and called
Or took a
a
picture.
police officer or took a picture of the dog as you was right there, that would give you the evidence. You know what I'm saying? I could be over there on Third Avenue
When
and go
something
back
comes at you
home.
and bites you, and
I know.
he bit me, he went around the golf carts trying to get a hold of her
Right.
on the other side. And we was in front of Fannie Lou's house by then. I finally had to go through the stop sign to keep him from chasing us. But it's not like I go around there and throw rocks at him and stuff to provoke him. No, we just ride around there enjoying our time.
And Todd's got a little basset hound, and we take ours around there to see him. That's
They
just routine. We've always done that since we had a golf cart.
but now that Blake said we was harassing him for riding by the road.
I saw him tape a video of us the other
Yeah.
day.
And we rode by the next day and just rode by, didn't pay no attention. That was, I said, I didn't even notice him. I said, he's videotaping us. I said, that's fine. We on the highway.
Yeah, I can't tell you can't ride on the state highway. Like I said, I'm gonna go around there and talk to Blake, see where that in control electric collar is on the dog, make sure it keeps him within his property line, and I'll go back and check on the dog July
I think-
2nd.
I am a little confused. He keeps him in a cage.
Not all the time he doesn't.
He has one, I know that.
Yeah, he does have one.
The in
And I
control
s-
falls on the electric monitor and
So
stuff.
he's got a electric monitor, you can't go out so far. You put a stakes
Right.
out, he can't go beyond that stake. If he does,
Well, who says it's even on? Yeah, he
Well,
might
that's
not
not-
even have it activated.
I'll go around there and make sure it is.
Well,
And the
I
thing
see
about
where
it
this
is,
going.
he's got a, 3 or 4 year old child in the yard.
I think that JJ just go around there and talk to him, and if you continue to have problems, then he just have to write him a
Oh, I ain't
citation.
never had any problem. He'd come up to the house after while I was cutting grass, he pulled up, talking to Pam, said, you ain't gotta worry about that dog, he won't bite. That was after he done, Flash, he
Yeah.
attacked Flash or something, stuff down there.
Well, he still needs to go down there and talk to him anyway.
Well,
Yeah,
I ride
somebody
dog
needs
too.
to go
If I
talk
ride
to him.
down there and the dog goes
My
right there
dog
and bites
told
my
me
child,
not
then I'm gonna have a report too, you know?
Okay.
It's not just y'all, but he still needs to go talk to him, you know, and just in case another report's filed.
Well, he
You
said
can't
we
keep
couldn't
going
do a report because he got waiting on Shane's.
on. Right.
Well, that's all, like I told you the other day, I'll document exactly what you said. The original report come from the sheriff's office,
Mm-hmm.
because they were covered. So if anybody was supposed to issue a citation that night, it would have been the original person that was on the scene. But he didn't issue it, because obviously he didn't follow up with you guys. You see where I'm going, we're playing down the sparrow here. So as I told you guys, I would document it, and I have, but I haven't got anything from the sheriff's office. So I don't even know that a report exists with them. I haven't seen them yet, but I'll make sure that I get it if it's there.
Okay.
And then I'll attach it to what I've done for you guys.
You ready to go? It's all right. We through for
All right,
tonight then.
appreciate it.
well. All right, we're gonna do the committee report. We got Ms. King here.
I'm sorry.
This is for your committee report. Can you give me that, please?
Right now, we're trying to figure out, get us a new date and time for our trunk or treat. I'm not sure exactly yet which day we're gonna end up having it on. I got to investigate this a little bit more. I don't know if it's gonna be best to, I'm not sure exactly which day I'm gonna try to go with it.
Alright, so what's going on is,
We're gonna either do the October.
wait, the 25th is the next Saturday, correct?
Right.
Okay, we can't do it on the 25th because somebody rented the community center, is the reason
Mm-hmm.
behind this.
Which is
And-
our
Which is our
regular time.
normal, which is usually the Saturday before Halloween.
That's right.
So the 18th is open, but there's another event within Lakeview going on. It may take away from our event.
Hmm.
So we may want to do it on the 24th, which would be a Friday, or either we would have to put it on a Sunday, which most churches don't like for us to do it then.
No.
So we've got to see, we got some time, we can try to figure this out.
I'm gonna talk to.
She's gonna see if the person that's written it on the 25th might can move it. If not, we'll go from there.
Do it on Friday.
So that's when the 24th would be. And then we'd have to do a later time because it'd be on a
And it's-
weekday.
And it's dark.
Parents
Yeah,
getting
that's
home,
right.
it would be dark because it's dark early then.
We can set up some lights out. I know where a lot is. I mean, if you want, I mean, if you have to do it on that Friday, you know it's gonna get dark, we can set up a light out there. I know where a light is.
Okay.
And it'll brighten up that whole thing right there. That way you can start whenever it's daylight, and if it goes into the night, it'll still be.
Still can it up.
No, we'll be blocking off the road there anyway.
Yeah, still
right?
block
We
off
still
the
block the
road.
road
Yeah.
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'd be cool, it won't be so hot, and
That's right.
Yeah, cause I don't think
Yeah, I
we'll
think
have
that's
that
pretty
break
good
done
idea.
by then, that Friday.
Messed up.
Well, if you know
I
about
I'll
it.
try.
yeah, we got a lot that'll lock that whole thing up.
Okay, well, if you got a light, then we can go for it, but that was
Yeah.
our concern, that we don't, because we've asked about having a light
Yeah,
in the
don't worry
past,
about
and
the
we didn't
light.
have one.
I got one.
Okay,
Well, I don't, but I know somebody that lives water.
Yeah.
okay.
We'll light it up.
Alright, well, we can do the 24th then.
Yeah, we can go to the 24th then.
That way you ain't gotta worry about the dark. It'd be lit
Okay.
up.
Now,
Alright, do it.
So we think
We
about
got
it,
Friday the 24th.
5:30?
Make sure there's not one.
Well, we gotta give parents time to get home.
Was there a rental on the
I was
24th
at
too?
6.
what's the date?
6 to 8?
I can't remember if there was a
I live on the
rental.
sixth there, huh?
26.
26.
I was at
Alright, she's
6.
gonna check the 24th to make sure nobody has it.
Okay.
I'll check the 24th. I'll
Okay.
talk to the person from the 25th,
Okay.
and then I'll get back with you.
Okay.
And then for trick or treating on the 31st, what times do you wanna do?
6 to 8.
You want, on that
That's the
trick
regular
or treat thing,
trick.
you wanna do about 6:30 to 8:30?
Now,
Because people, I mean, 5 o'clock, they rushing to get people dressed and stuff like that.
now let me
They
say
give them
this
at
too.
least 30 more minutes.
And what
'Cause
about
on
ball,
Friday, people's working, you know what I'm saying?
what about ball games, Friday night ball
They don't
games?
start getting dark till about 8:45.
Ah,
Friday night
Friday
ball
night
games, yeah, that'd be,
I hadn't even thought about football then.
it
Have
will.
we got a schedule already, will it come out?
If it was out of town, it'd be all right, but if
Yeah.
it's gonna be in town, it ain't gonna work.
So what
We
was,
just started sign-ups.
I did
Or
too.
you talking about?
You're talking about high school,
High school.
high school.
No, I don't think there's a schedule yet.
We can find out.
Yeah,
Then
we'll
we
call
got
Brandy.
it. Yeah.
We'll get that to you too.
Alright, so that's gonna be.
Yes,
Yeah,
you got to
totally.
check on football. Mm-hmm.
Alright. Trick or treat, we either do 6 to 8 or 6:30 to 8:30,
Yeah.
whichever,
Okay.
which I want.
Also on that trick or treat thing, whenever we advertise for it, I'd like to try to get some of these ones on the outside of the town.
Trick or
Maybe
treat?
To come up and still
Yeah.
park their car up there, and they can still give out a little bit of candy.
Yeah.
Because some of these people out here in town ain't even giving out candy at
They're
their
not.
house, and then it's taken away from the kids.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
some
right.
people taking their kids and going to Dillon or somewhere else to
Yeah.
get more, you know, so that'll give us a little bit more.
Yeah, and I have to buy
They can
more
ride
candy
down
at
the
my house
boulevard with their
because they're all
trailers and all
coming
that stuff. and-
Me and Tammy bought
Yeah,
two big old
open it up
buckets
more.
that big,
Mhm.
we ended out.
And I did too.
And we come uptown and bought more, fill it.
Mhm.
Actually, I gave my grandkids, I had bags and bags of it, I'm gonna give to them, I had opened up 40 in the bucket too.
I know.
So,
So, 6 to 8 or 6:30 to 8:30, which one you want?
For actual trick or treating.
Yeah. I like it later, but that's because I
What's
scare
your- what
kids,
date's
but
your
that's up to y'all.
On Friday?
Yeah,
You said you like what?
I like it later because I can scare them, but.
And
it's
she
okay.
does.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what.
And they usually come to me last, so.
It's
'cause
really
they know I'm
bad that
scared.
we didn't do nothing for
Anyway.
this drive.
8:30 is good.
This is
Oh,
about 250
let's go
years
8:30 this time.
of our nation, you know what I mean? And as everything's being scheduled, the community center's being ran, and it's too late now to do anything. It's 250 years of our nation, and we ain't doing nothing.
I know.
They're just gonna do fireworks and that's it, have a little kickball tournament or whatever, you know? But we should have done something for the town, kids.
You talking about July 4th?
Yeah.
Too late now, could be
Yeah, I know.
a week out.
We were gonna plan to try to get something at the community center, but it's rented out. 4th, 5th, 6th, I wish.
Yeah.
I mean, we can always, what other dates are open?
The
July
19th, the 26th, or then August 9th, 16th, to the 23rd.
So,
That's what's open. And Burgess's thing, she had said she was gonna go on the 16th of August.
yeah.
What's the chances of doing something for July 4th at the park? Because you know, a lot of people park at the walking at Centennial Park and they watch some fireworks from there.
It's just
Yeah.
not enough
Yeah.
time. It's next Friday.
Look,
It's this Friday.
We can pull a drill.
I mean, you can advertise tomorrow for it and hope that people show up, that's all.
Because there's a lot of people that park right there because they'll start parking there going all the way up to Heritage.
Yeah, they're already
because
gonna be there.
Yeah, they'll already be there.
But it'll be like a pre-ceremony for Darius's fireworks for that night. Cause you know, everybody will do that. And you can't hardly see it from where it's at, cause it's to the woods, we got kickball
And that's at
tournament.
the rec park.
Yeah.
That's gonna be happening then,
Right.
at 9 o'clock they'll have it.
So how about we get a bouncy house or something out there, just let the kids play and just cook some hot dogs or something and say happy 4th of July.
Because they will be right there at the rec field and going up Heritage, they'll be right there at the walking track.
We still got 2 bottles of hot dogs.
Yeah, I might buy some more in my pocket back.
Yeah.
I'll match you.
Yeah.
You can give them $25 for a box.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 90 hot
I
dogs.
mean, it is a
I'm
lot.
fine with that.
I
whatever
mean,
you
it
want to do.
is a lot, but, you know, I just hate to, because everybody in this whole country is gonna be doing stuff 4th of July, and I live in Old Town, ain't doing it.
I'm fine with that, if y'all wanna do that.
I just won't be, I won't be here to hear from
I
them.
don't get rich,
I
you're
won't
not, I'm
be
gonna do
here,
it.
I'm gonna be out of town the 3rd to the 11th.
3rd to 11th. Oh, well. Okay, Darius, it's
It's
on
your,
you.
it's your party, man.
I mean, it sounds like a good idea.
Well, see, me and Ralph talking about getting
You got
on,
a
having a
golf
golf
cart
cart
parade,
parade
too,
too, just let everybody got a golf cart, ride around and get
Right.
bouncy houses and all that, but see,
Decorated and golf
That's why I
cart.
said if you wanna do something like in August where we would have time to
yeah, figure it out.
figure it out.
Cause I do wanna have more events for the kids
Now-
around here. I want all the kids to.
Maybe we need to call Murtis back in here and say, look, you want, let's, why don't you wanna move that to the community center since it's not rented? Food trucks over there instead of at the park, because if they see food trucks when they ride through town, they'll stop
Right.
quicker than they
Yeah,
will at
they
the
ain't
park.
see nothing.
They don't know it's over
Unless
there.
you
You
know
have to get people to
advertisement.
come for that,
Right.
advertise a
Right.
lot. And she'll usually advertise a lot. Maybe ask her to move the food trucks up here.
Yeah,
And then we can pay for bouncy houses
yeah.
and whatever else
And we
that we
get a
wanna
deal with
do.
those with the new guy, Boston grandson.
So
So he
maybe
gets deals on them, so.
you wanna try to talk to Murtis and see if she wants
I
us
sure
to see,
Yep.
If
yeah.
she don't want.
Change the location and add
It's still the same date. What's the date on that?
August 16th.
August
I'm
16th.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, you know, August is right there with National Night Out for law enforcement and fire and EMS too.
I was just gonna ask you if you were wanting.
Yeah, I
are
was
you
gonna try
do
to, so
national
we
night
can
out?
literally
You
put
have-
all that together.
You still
We can do
have,
All of it in
you have a
one
couple hundred
shebang.
left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can have cornhole.
And I'll get more donations in for the National Night Out, so I mean,
Okay,
you
well,
can
that's
literally put all that
August 5th.
together.
August
Yeah,
5th.
that's pretty much
That's fine.
fell off,
Okay.
really.
Well, but I'm
We- we
saying-
don't do everything
This is on
together.
Boulevard, we're gonna still do
I
We
mean,
do it
if
all-
I could
we
do
do it
it
all in one.
That day and,
Alright, well, if he's gonna do National Night Out, we gotta do it
Yeah.
on
or
August
just
5th.
do it for the
That's
kids.
fine.
Maybe you have the kids run it.
So National Night Out is August 5th.
That's what I'm saying, we can put it all together.
So do it on August 16th?
It doesn't matter, whatever.
Well,
date y'all
National
come
Night
up
Out
with.
has to be on August 5th.
Oh, it has to be August 5th. We didn't do it last time. It's just a reschedule.
No, you can do it anytime in the first, part of August. Yeah, because last year, we
Yeah,
had
we
ours
did.
and then Dillon had theirs the week after we had
Right,
ours.
because they rescheduled.
Did they have it a different
Yeah,
day?
yeah, they had a different day. Mullins
Yeah,
had theirs a
they did
different day
theirs
from
different.
the Tuesday before we had ours over in Mullins.
Yeah, Dillon did
I
that.
thought they all did it the same.
No,
Okay, so the
Alright.
16th's good with you?
that's fine with me.
All right. You gonna get with Murtis?
Yeah, I sure will.
So it'll be National Night Out,
And once we start that, and then
National
from
Night
then
Out.
on,
And if she doesn't want to
Food
do
truck
that,
rodeo.
we'll do her own day.
What day is this?
We can
August
do
16th.
August, if she doesn't want to do it with us, we can do ours on the 9th,
she will, she'll move.
you know?
so
So,
it could be Food Truck Rodeo, National Night Out, and
It was
Summerfest, Lakeview
It was,
Summerfest.
well, we won't have
fire,
that.
fire something. What was it?
Fire or something?
Did you say it was something else?
Yeah, National Night Out's for law enforcement, it's also for all first responders.
First responders.
It's first responders all the way
You could do
across,
law
whether it's
enforcement,
police.
first responder night out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it is, I mean, it's for National
Okay.
Night Out's for first responders,
Okay.
police, fire, EMS.
And and after that, event starts to get bigger and bigger, because we're gonna start doing something like once a month, every third weekend or something, some kind of way, something.
We gotta get bingo back too. Don't people want it back.
Yeah, that's, I
Bad.
think
They keep asking.
We gotta get
Do
something.
me too.
So I'm gonna need to get with Amanda about discussing the, how we got the donations for this stuff for it,
Well,
what we need it for. Okay, all right.
okay, now,
And you got the Christmas tree lighting Friday, December
right.
5th, what time?
What time are we doing
6:30?
that'll be 6:30 to 4, yeah.
6:30,
Mhm.
and that's the Friday before.
Yep,
And then
that's
Saturday,
Friday
December
night
6th.
before Saturday.
And Saturday's always what, 10 to do the praise over, is that what,
Do you want 9?
or 9?
9.
It's nine.
9,
Yeah.
okay. 9 to 5, is that what it is?
Mhm.
That works. Oh, I'm just trying to cipher numbers in my brain.
Yeah, me
Trying to
too.
keep
We'll
up
get
with
this
all
on a piece of paper for you.
Yeah, me too.
Amanda will get
You
you
gotta
a,
stamp them in.
Yeah, look, Amanda seen stuff on my phone, okay, yeah, I'm glad you reminded me.
Talking about the Christmas stuff.
I got enough on my brain without keeping up dates and numbers.
ASAP.
I know, that's why.
Should have already been started, but we got to get that done.
do what?
So don't wait for the food trucks, you can't see.
That's all.
Yeah, sure.
I know, I'm just thinking, we
If I ask
got
her
to
to
get
move, she'll.
started on that.
Okay. All right.
I had to be talking with her down there Juneteenth Day. I mean, I felt like I didn't show up, and I did.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, we need to get to the financial report, I'll leave that with Ms. Harris here.
All right.
Alright, your balance sheet is there. So your bank account information. Budget for this fiscal year. All departments are under budget for the year,
Okay.
even with our lines that we had discussed previously.
Okay.
And then moving on to the public hearing. Mayor, will you open that?
Where you at here? I'm looking at the budget thing up there. Where's that? Okay.
No.
Let me see.
Yeah, see, there we go. Okay. All right, I'm gonna run the public hearing with FY 25-26 budget. There any citizens with comments regarding the budget announcement in the Dillon Herald? Comments?
Wow.
Your turn.
Okay.
All right, hearing no comments, the budget hearing is closed. All right. So, now, yeah, clerk will read the budget for us.
Alright, so our budget for fiscal year 25-26. Income will be at $1,145,997.79. Expenses, the administrative department is at $184,413.43. Street, $349,840. Rec, $76,192.81. Police, $326,820. Community center, $20,454. Events, $16,447.32. Grants, $117,186.23. Payroll taxes, $49,644, and the mill pond, $5,000 for a balanced budget.
Okay. Let's see, ordinance number 2025-0701, a motion to adopt the second reading of the budget for the fiscal year. 7/1/25 to 6/30/26 in the amount of $1,145,997.79, with a millage rate of 1.54. First motion to adopt.
I make a motion that we adopt.
Second.
I'll second.
All right.
How about all in favor? How about all in favor?
All in favor? Okay. I'm sorry, my bad.
That's all.
It's been a hot busy day. My bald head about burned up.
We won't ride the boat over there. Every phone's like.
I'll tell you, without my hat on, I feel naked, y'all. Sorry. Okay. All right, so that takes care of our, that. I guess,
Old business?
we go into the old business. All right, chapter 92, vacant buildings, after discussion with the ordinance, will be removed. Second reading motion to adopt ordinance 2025-92-10A, which was removed for the vacant buildings ordinance, chapter 92-10. I got a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Alrighty then. I guess that vote's wrong. Okay, so now, let's see where we at here. Okay, in chapter 31, let's see, fire protection, as we no longer have the Lakeview Fire Department, the ordinance chapter is null and void. We kept the fire portion, but removed the Lakeview Fire Department. Portions of the names of the Dillon County as the responding fire department. Motion to adapt ordinance number 2025-31A with the second reading and amend to repeal portions of the chapter 31 Lakeview Fire Department. First motion.
I make a motion.
Second.
I see.
All in favor? Okay. All right, chapter 51. The water sewer, chapter 52, the uses of Grand Strand Water Sewer Authority. Now has control over these utilities and ordinance have become null and void. Motion to adopt the ordinance 2025-51A and 52A to repeal chapter 51 and 52, and Lakeview is no longer operated by or operated the water service and sewer use. Motion.
I make a motion.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay. Okay, chapter 51-37, the building code fee schedule. Council member, church, please recuse yourself from this vote. So you can't vote, okay?
Okay.
All right, motion to adopt the second reading ordinance of 2025-151-.37 to amend chapter 151 to include fee schedule for building permits that are completed in the house and paid in the town of Lakeview, utilizing the house inspector and adopt the following 1CC 2021 standard of building code inspections. Same as the county. So all the code enforcement will be the same, but we'll have in-house. So Mr. Doug will be our new code enforcement officer. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? All right. Okay, planning and zoning boards and appeal nominations. Planning Commission, there's 3 seats to fill the nominations.
I gave them some names. What'd you do? You got them?
No.
What'd you do with them?
I don't know.
I don't remember now. I gave them to her.
Yes.
Sweat,
No, remember we said he couldn't do
No.
it. Stacy Jackson.
Stacy Jackson.
Okay.
I can't remember who else I said.
The planning board.
These did not have to live in the city limits, we looked it up.
They do not.
They do not have to.
How about Victor Hard? Is he on something?
He's already on the committee.
He's already on one.
Who else did I say? Because I tried to do Jimmy Sweat, but he's already an elected official, so the elected officials cannot do it.
Okay.
I put, your brother, I put Marvin down
I was gonna say, oh, yeah.
there. I had Marvin, and who was the other one?
Are you sure? It wasn't Jimmy?
No, Jimmy couldn't do it because he's, elected school board official.
Oh, that's right.
Now-
We looked it up.
And this zoning board, so that's like just for zoning for commercial, residential, whatever.
It was,
Barbara Dillon, get along
Oh,
good.
Tommy.
They got
Tommy.
something.
Tommy Jr., that's right. Mm-hmm. That's what it was.
And then for the zoning board of appeals, I need one.
And that's the one that is on the, because we had to take
Because
Dougie
we
off,
have to.
because he
Yeah.
had to do building inspecting, so. What else did I say? You think, y'all think of somebody, I was just,
They could be out of town.
yeah, they didn't have to live in the city limits.
I want to be real with Matthew Day. He can probably do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Steve Ellen can be real. He lives out in the country, but
Matthew Stady,
Oh,
Steve Ellington. And Matthew no longer works for the city of Dillon, so.
Right. He is an official.
If his dad doesn't wanna do it,
If
we
you
can
don't,
ask him.
if we don't, we'll elect Matthew for it. That's what we do at Sunday school. If you don't show up, we appoint somebody, and that's whoever's out, they got Sunday school lesson next week.
Yeah, Amanda, come back and let us know if they accept or
Yeah.
whatever.
Tracy's on the ball next week.
I'll send them the letters.
Okay. All right, so we good all with all that?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's carry on to some, the task board updates. Give me the task board updates.
Fire extinguishers, I need to order at least three more. Ryan gave me the list, and I'm gonna call the same company that, the county's gonna use, Elite Suppression. But I will need to order 3 more. The silver truck is required to come out this week.
Greg came yesterday, but I don't know what he only did, he's not.
He did the trash truck.
He did the trash truck.
Okay.
He went over there and looked at that door. I think he took a picture of
Or
it.
the,
The inside of the door of that
silver truck.
silver truck.
Okay, so he's having some issues trying to find the panel that actually goes in that truck, because there's like 4 or 5 panels that fit that style truck. And he had 2 ordered, and both of them are wrong ones. So he's trying to get the correct one.
And then what about the white truck with the
The white truck, he was supposed to fix the tail
tail
lights.
lights? Because they're melting the cover, the
Yeah, because
front
they won't
fender
cut off.
and the AC, and why the lights are staying on.
Okay, so I don't know if he was had a chance, it started storming the other night, so I don't know if he had a chance to do all that. He just worked on the trash truck. I'll follow up with him on that.
And then the gray truck.
What
Did
about
you get
the,
the motor yet from Swamp Fox?
So the town was supposed to get the motor, and they should be able to deliver it to him.
So
He said he said he wouldn't be doing that, that the town would
Okay, so the
call
town.
a case or whatever, because
Okay.
Kenny said, didn't you say
Kenny,
Kenny
yeah,
said
Kenny.
a case or something?
Okay, so we need to get with
So,
Kenny to
yeah.
find out who he talked to at Case to see if we can get the motor.
Get the motor, they
And
deliver it,
If, when we pay for it, they will deliver it to,
right,
um,
and then Fred will take it over.
so they will deliver it to Fred.
Right.
Okay, so
Okay.
get with Kenny on that one.
Alright.
okay.
And then you're talk to Grand Sharon about the water tank for Centennial,
Yeah,
or the tap, I mean?
Yeah, the first guy I talked to, I went to about 15 people, and JJ's family member, somebody knows somebody, he's the only one that really got anything out of it. They already a tap over there where the bathroom water part's at. So he said to keep from us having to buy a new tap, because the lady told us $1,230. And I said, look, we ain't gonna have no water, I mean, there's sewer, trash and that, you know?
Right,
So I was hoping I could get somebody that would, for the veterans' sake, to kind of pitch in and help us out.
right,
But since they already got one on the property, they really didn't want to put another on the property.
right,
So we'd have to dig a 300-foot trench through 2 ditches to get one over there if we didn't buy one.
right, okay.
So I'm still working on that, because I feel like we need, and it's right there. Right for the Peanut Ray and Kenny's house, the meter is right there, the water going across the street.
Right,
So I do dig a hole, put a meter there,
right,
and we need it. So we get water, flowers, pressure wash, all the stones and stuff, because it's filthy.
yeah,
And, you know, we need it.
right,
Yeah, just
So-
do pressure water. We get that.
So if push comes to shove, would y'all be willing to pay the $12.50 if we had to? That one-time fee.
We
But I'm
have
gonna
to,
see if I can't get it.
I
I'm
don't
gonna see if I,
see
I mean, if we buy a truck,
we can.
but if we had to buy a truck or trailers, with it, there ain't nobody gonna feel it, just like, Peter said, he said, man, it's aggravating, trying to haul water, you splash half of it out, you lose it, you know, and I get it. But I'm gonna go face to face, I ain't getting on the phone going face to face, I'm going to Mary, I'm going to Conway. I'll sit down and I'll talk to them face to face and say, look, this is our veterans,
Yeah.
guy for us, help us out.
I'm willing to do
I'll
that.
make another phone call whenever we get out of here.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm fine
the
with
water line
paying
is
for
really
it, just
right
see if we
there,
can get it
right
cheaper.
beside where the walkway is.
We help sell it.
And, we need that so we can pressure wash all that stone
I
and,
called my brother-in-law.
and we need, water the flowers. If we got that, we're gonna put it in a box. We'll get one of them little collapsible hoses, so it'll be out of sight, out of mind. That way, if it wants to water the flowers, just go open the box up and, water it. You ain't gotta worry about people just wasting water, kids leaving it on, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So it'll be good if we had that. So I'm gonna do all I can, and JJ can help me out.
Okay, all right, sounds good. All right,
The fence by the elementary school.
Yeah, we gotta do that too. I just been real busy, which I've been busy working for us and working for me. It's been really tough.
And then, the electrical at the Boy Scout hut and the snack shack.
Yeah, now, the one at the ballpark, I've called, Mr. Leroy's place, Home Industrial, they don't have them, can't even, and they called me back, said they can't even get one. So I'm gonna see if, I can get somebody else to find me one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to an electrical company in Florence and see if they'll give me one. So now they don't have ball down there, now's the time to change it.
Okay.
And, her brother said he'd help me do it. So I just gotta find the box and find out how much it'll be, okay?
Okay.
So I'm still working on that and I'll keep you posted on that.
All right, number 13.
Yeah, well, you look busy this week. Okay, yeah, okay, the mulch quotes for the playground. The Seaside Mulch, Galveston Ferry, estimate $2,500. Will only load one spot, paved surface. I mean, that's just like, how much is that?
They will only unload in one spot on a paved surface, and the town will need to spread it for $2,500 for the amount that we need. Chris will bring the same amount that we need for $2,950, and he will deliver it and spread it.
Well, that's $450 more. It's either that, or you gonna have to, well, we gotta have a lot of mulch, we got it on both playgrounds, you know what I mean? I guess you can put down a tarp, 'cause we had to do it, but you know our guys, you know what that'll be like.
This is just for the playground at Centennial.
Okay. So you can't drive over the, walk track with heavy equipment, cause they'll crush it. They ain't never little asphalt, 2.5 inches deep.
And Chris is the one that, did the playground at Centennial and Hilltop.
If you did it before, you probably got something in Hollywood, I would imagine, wouldn't you?
So he's gonna come and take the stuff that's out of there now and put new in there? Where somebody's gotta take what's in there now out.
This is for 90 yards of playground mulch.
Yeah, no, but
But is
what's
he
in
gonna,
there now?
Do
well,
we-
he's gonna take it
I
out.
don't know what,
Do we
Go
need,
with the old
The
and
old,
bring
the
in
old
the
stuff
new.
that's in there now.
do we need to take the old stuff out, or is it packed down so far beyond?
I think it's packed down and this is going on top of it.
It is real low.
It's,
It's
yeah,
back
it's,
way
it's like down there, like,
Cause it's supposed to be up to about where that rail's at, and it's about
Yeah.
8 inches low.
So we wouldn't have to take it.
Probably
I
not.
don't think you would have to
I
take
would
anything
think-
out.
I don't think so.
Okay.
And
So, anyway, what choices y'all think? I mean, $450, they do it. You got a problem with it, blame them.
And he's been really good with coming out and fixing everything. He came out today and did the pipe on the splash pad.
So it's up to y'all, council. You want the 25 or the 29.50? We'll make it
Are
work
we gonna do the
either way.
hilltop part too?
At some point, we're gonna have to.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, which, like Murray said, nobody ever goes down there, nobody never plays down there. Even when they had the Juneteenth, had 3 kids down there. And I said, where's all the kids at? She said, we don't have kids down there. But still, you gotta keep it up.
Yeah,
If you don't, you know how
So
to.
that's
they'll
gonna
have something to say.
probably be around the same amount
Yeah.
for that one too, right?
Well, it's a little
And no,
smaller.
that was smaller,
It's a little smaller.
yeah.
So, I say tell them to fix ours and then, get the one over here that's already quoted on and get one for the hilltop. Give us a quote on that. So when, if they ask them, say, we in the process of finding out how much it costs to do it, and I would leave nobody out.
Right.
Can we do that?
For
I
Chris?
say go ahead and let Chris do it.
I think so.
Yeah.
What do you think,
And then
Ronnie?
you're getting your delivery and your labor.
And we know it's all done all at one time, it ain't spread out throughout a week or 2 or 3 or whenever they feel like doing it.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna get it done that, all at once.
Yeah. So I got a motion on that.
I make the motion.
Got a second?
Let's see.
Everybody in favor? All right, let's get that done then. Let them children play. Okay. Now, we're gonna go with that one. All right, the decking quote for the clubhouse, Ray Garrison Construction Son. Give us a pretty steep price, but I did check. Now, the first price that he was gonna quote on was, the little 1-6s, the little deck, little decking boards, and that's what's there, and it's falling apart. Cause you know, you're in the shade, the water's dripping all the time, moisture do, it gets slimy, well, it ain't never been painted, so it just ain't what we need.
Yeah.
So I told him in this quote that I wanted 2-6s, the thick stuff. And wanted Thompson water seal with stain on it. So we can stain the 2-6s and it'll last longer, you ain't gotta worry about it. And you can every other year or something, you can put more stain on top of that stain and it'll go in. So you just pressure wash it, restain it, and it'll be good for a long time. So long as we maintain it, it'll stay for a long, long time.
All right, and this money that's here, this is coming out of our insurance money, we got money to fix it when the storm came. So the money's there to pay for this, we just need that money.
And I will be there to make sure there ain't no corners cut, which I don't think it will, but I'm just saying, I will be there, you
So
know
it's gonna be
something.
done with good stuff.
Yeah. 2-6s, now he's gonna put 2-8s and 2-10s under the deck, cause all these are rotten too. And on that little platform where you first walk up the steps, all that's rotten also, so he's gonna change all that. So, all right, guys.
Excuse us.
So, what my thing is, before I go talk to Jackie, I want him to see that we can do stuff ourselves, we ain't a bunch of babies, we can do stuff, look, we already done this, we done this, we done that, can you help us do this? And, so when people come in on the 7th and talk to him, and then we'll know what we need. So, anyway, on this construction deal with fixing the clubhouse down there, I got a motion,
I'll make a motion.
got a second,
Second.
all in favor? Okay. Now, FY 24-25 audit contract with Keith Cobb Company, $12,800 annual cost. So,
Right, this is the, you did the audit on everything that we have, or?
This is our annual audit for this year
Okay.
that, well, I will start July 1st.
Yeah, so we gotta pay, for the, we gotta
Yeah.
approve the payment. I got you.
Approve the contract. It's the same contract as last year.
Okay. When he does this audit, does he audit our equipment? Is that
He doesn't,
included?
he just looks, he looks over the asset. He does, he looks
He
over
doesn't
all the
see-
assets.
Okay.
so, do we got a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second? All in favor? Okay, good deal. All right, now, the ice machine repair. Richie was supposed to call me back. I called him and asked him, because I think the man told me he worked on it last, but I hadn't got hold of him to get a response yet to find out about what happened with that.
So, what I understand is when we had COVID, we had to remove it from there because that was a sanitary thing that required that you couldn't have it.
Open up for everybody. to put
If
their hands in.
everybody put their hands in it, so it got removed out of the building. So, but when it got moved out, it wasn't working anyway. So, we're gonna have to look at it and see before we put it back. But I think it's a good thing to have when they're open there, to be able to use ice.
There's a AC unit at the community center too, one on towards the IGA side. It's blowing, but it ain't compressor ain't running. So I was gonna check it yesterday, but I've got 2 more to put in today, installed, so I'll get up there and check that sometime. When's it raining next?
Is it this weekend?
You can,
The 27th? I can't remember, it was one that we've seen.
cause I mean, if,
No, I don't think it's right until next weekend.
okay, but anyway, if I can find time to work on it, I'll try to work on it, see if I can get going, for not way I call somebody.
Okay.
And I don't wanna call nobody, cause they're gonna charge us a bunch of money, but if I can't get to it, we gotta have it, so. Anyway, I'll just try to save us what we can. I got the mother two fixed. It went over a bad breaker and a little freeze on it. So now, the government deal sells Commodore 20 floor machine.
There's a carpet, it's a carpet machine, so the community center used to have carpet in it. And so there's a carpet machine there that I need to know if you want to sell it.
There's 2 of them in there, but one's a floor
One's
spreader,
a
one's a
floor
carpet
cleaner,
cleaner.
one's a carpet cleaner,
And
one's
that-
And this is the only carpet we got.
this is, yeah, this is the only
We
carpet.
could rent one.
We cost Stan Stephen for this, get one run free, and give us the estimate on that.
I mean, I don't know how much one's worth, but,
The Commodore,
yeah.
when we bought it 20 years ago, it was like 3,000.
Well, I
But it
mean,
looks like it's barely been used.
yeah,
Yeah.
it looks brand new, but look, most of the guys didn't know how to run it, so it probably ain't been used very much.
Right.
So if you guys are okay with selling it, then I will put it up for sale.
How much you wanna go for? Come on now.
It'll go up, Gov Deals is an auction site, so it goes up for auction sale.
All right. Sky's the limit, keep on getting it.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with the snowflakes and the angels are the ones that, needed repairs.
That's right.
So I needed to know if you wanted those to go up on Gov Deals as well.
We ain't gonna use them, so sell them.
Yeah, that's it.
Correct. Okay, the quote for the drainage ditch to Walk Park. That's Moody Construction. Me and Carl went and looked at that, actually. We thought it was just one spot where the water's running from the splash pad washing out the ditch, but actually, the ditch beyond that, on both sides where the walking trail goes through, they put a board, and they put a board up, put dirt in it. Well, all that board is collapsed and fell down through the storms. So now they're broke. So Carl was talking about they could dig it up, change the board where the board's at, and just put rocks up, stone up, board it up, put stone or metal or something in there and put rocks around it. Because if you don't, it's gonna close up. It's got about that much room out of a pipe that big. So it's barely coming out. And if we don't do it, it's gonna wash the walkway away.
Yeah.
So, and I seen the quote, and it was, It was steep, but look, you gotta do it, anybody else gonna charge more than that too, or as much.
No, well, it's 'cause it's about 20 ton of riprap.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. I mean, time you get all the equipment hauled around there, then,
And I've suggested this, back beginning of COVID to Sterling and.
it needs to be done. If you don't, you're gonna have a
Told
large.
me, they told me they were gonna get a quote, because I never did, so.
You're gonna have a bigger mess if we don't fix it, cause it's gonna wash out the road right there where the walk bar's at. Even if we have the walk park, and people walk on it every day.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so if we don't get it fixed, we're gonna have more of a problem later.
I'm sure a lot of this also washed away during the storm too, though, so
Yeah, tell me,
that can be used with
alright, where the money can come from?
the storm, from the
It can
storm.
go
money.
from the storm money.
You got enough
So
covered?
we can use that,
Mhm.
So we got enough covered, I agree with it.
yeah, that's.
I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Let's get her done. Okay, now, the DEC building, quote to replate and parcel of the DEC rescue squad building. For each parcel has one building on each lot. Survey 600, what's this right here, Amanda?
The DHEC
Still a deal?
building and
The building
the,
over here?
And
yeah,
the rescue
so the
building,
rescue
all on each
building,
other's property.
yeah, so
I think it's
the
separate.
the plats are
Side by side.
on, so this is the rescue building,
Yeah.
and this is the DHEC building,
Is that right? Yeah.
and the plat stops here.
Their office is on the DE side.
So it
Okay.
goes
Look at
right
the map,
through
It
the,
goes right through the office.
yeah, it goes right through the
Okay.
rescue
It's
side.
over on their property.
So it
on
has
that
to
property.
be replatted.
Yeah. So we're
So
gonna pay to get it
you
platted.
gonna get on Gears to do that?
Yeah.
Well, he did all time, he does a gentleman job.
He
don't
does,
be
he did
dragging-
Caleb's for
yeah.
his new house, so he does it right.
Yeah,
So you have to
Make
do
a
the
motion.
resolutions.
second,
You have to do the
I
res-
second it.
all in favor?
He read it, he read it,
Okay.
and then he read it and said, what's this, Amanda? After he read it, he had to say, what's this, Amanda?
Okay. Oh,
Alright, so these are dates we already talked about.
let me see, yeah, we already got it. Okay, now, the monthly public council meeting schedule, Kelly. July the 15th, 2025, that's on a Tuesday.
Are there any dates that interfere with anything for anybody?
I don't think so,
Oh,
not that we know of. but it's
I know
on
that-
now.
It is.
I screwed up on the February through June are the 26th and not 25. They're
February
26.
Okay, I got you.
But you can't, there's nothing that sticks out at anybody
No,
right off the top of their head that are like, no, can't make it.
no.
Yeah, can, it says council members miss, can the mayor miss?
Then I have to do
Then
it.
she has to do it.
Hey,
If
That's what I mean, can I
it's
miss?
me doing it.
No, you gotta keep up the paperwork.
That's not fair at all. Alright,
So, now, let's get one more page. Where you
yeah,
at?
where's your other page?
It's back here. You had too much time on your hands this week.
There it is.
There we go. Okay. So, now, okay, the appointment of code enforcement officer nomination.
JJ.
JJ, okay. So he's gonna be doing the code enforcement for
For nuisance.
nuisance stuff, okay? Do I got a motion on that?
I'll make a motion.
Second? All in favor? Okay, great.
What's the next one?
Next time, code enforcement officer will be approved by the municipal clerk. So,
Right, so I
that
have-
that would be like, yeah.
Alright, has JJ looked at this report?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so these are the people that are on the nuisance list. I don't think there's any, there's a couple that have already corrected their stuff. I don't think there's anybody on here that we don't know about. He wants to, If you said it was good, then we're just, if y'all wanna look at this, I'll pass it around and see if there's anybody we wanna take off the list that doesn't need to be on there. Or y'all talk to somebody that you said they fixed something. If not, then JJ's gonna send them a letter to let them know that they're behind when it's time.
Yeah, that's one thing too. We gotta clean up our own backyard too.
So look at that to see.
Yeah, we got a lot to do, so if somebody comes up here and griping because they got a letter in the mail about their property being dirty, then let me talk to them. See where they at, that's where the heart's at,
Yeah, no,
you know. I
Talk
mean,
them down
yeah,
first.
talk, let's, let's get your building stuff cleaned up or whatever,
I know,
and give them some more time to do it.
Jerry's on there, David's talking to him, I think, and JJ's talking to him.
Yep.
He said he was gonna clean up his sidewalks, so.
You can add that one that needs to be added to it,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, and actually, I told Matt I'd help him move his stuff up there beside the hardware. We ain't got a truck, and I told him I'd go, but then, work come up and I didn't have time to go. But I'm gonna help him.
But he's not on the list yet, as you
I know, but I'm
I
gonna
know
get
if
him.
he does.
He's all
While
right.
you're looking at that, Brandy
I
Huggins,
forgot to bring that on. Had you copies.
All right, Brandon, I see.
Lakeview High School Athletic Department sponsorship came out again. Do you wanna do sponsorship?
What did we do last time?
We did,
$100 or something?
I think we did the half page. Or,
Or quarter page?
the
I can't
price was
remember.
different. The prices were,
They were different.
They were different.
We usually do like $300-400.
yeah, those prices were, that was a football program. I think it was a half page.
What is that?
That football
is-
program, it was the football program we did. And we did the logo
Yeah.
with the mayor and council and employee,
Uh-huh.
like me, Brittany, JJ, names.
Okay, I say $75 for
Half page.
half page.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. But y'all good with that? Just sign it in somewhere.
Sign somewhere,
Well, I could have been a doctor, that's good. You ever seen a prescription? Okay, so. That was, council member concerns, right?
Anybody good with that?
Huh?
okay. DES, they're still doing their cost share with us, so it'll be, actually, I think it's a little less.
SDR, DNS?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're still doing their cost share with us, so, I think it's actually a little less this year. She thought it was gonna be more, we budgeted,
Enough.
we over, remember, cause
Yeah,
I said
we were
I
scared we
wanted
were
to,
gonna.
I wanted to double it,
Yeah.
because I wasn't sure with the cost of chemicals and everything this year, but it's only gonna be about maybe 2,500.
So this is them spraying,
Yes.
look here, that, the pond in the back is like walking over the floor here, it's so deep. And they ain't gonna be able to just spray
Oh,
3 or
yeah.
4 foot, they gonna have to spray a lot. And I mean, they're talking about 2, 3, 4 years, and I said, well, come on, you guys spray the stuff, spray it, kill it, spray it again and kill it. So, you know, I said, look, we got to move on, we've been doing this mess for 7 years.
Yeah.
And I said, don't make me call the pond doctor. So, they said they're gonna take care of it, so we'll see.
Alright.
But I enjoyed the boat ride, and they knew what they were talking about with the weeds and stuff. And I told them if we don't get it, it's gonna break loose and we're gonna have a problem with our spillway. And then if you get a big flood and rain, it's gonna block up and anyway, so this is gonna wash the dam away, and it's gonna be really big trouble. So let's spray it and kill it. And if I had to, I'll buy the poison out of my own pocket to start spraying myself, and they don't, yes, and it's gotta be done.
Okay.
So, okay. So now,
Council concerns.
me know when we are?
Yep.
We're good.
All right.
Mayor's report?
Good.
You good?
Now, do I need to do this?
No, you need to read this.
Okay. So, I guess we can,
Read.
read this, I guess. Well, I'm up here.
I know where you are.
All right, so the council reserves the right to take action and open up sessions following executive sessions.
All right, so
All right.
we're going into executive
Executive
session.
session, okay, motion to enter into executive session